put your gloves on, touch them up. Let's get into it. I don't know about you guys, but I am waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this. There better be some bangers on here because I'm not trying to wake up on the weekend early as hell, but here we are, man. And I have to say, when I went to the page, I scrolled down and I was like, what am I missing here? Machete versus Flowers? Who is that? And then I realized Road to UFC. No idea who these two are, but maybe we'll watch that on Friday. We'll see. But what does that say? 4 a.m. here too. Holy crap, man! Insane. Um, let's get into it. This is like look at the co-main event, dude. Not the greatest looking card. Hopefully, it's better than it looks. You have Alex Perez going up again against Sumadarji. They just fought in May, and they're running it back because it was a no contest. But yeah, you got Bilal Hassan coming off his Contender Series win, a minus 800. Let's just start off from the bottom. I need to see who controls the range here in Ding Meng versus Cam Nelson. Cam Nelson coming in on his debut. It's going to be who controls the range and who can make the other guy fight backwards. Ding Meng, insane record. He fought like 13 times one year, which is absolutely insane. But he's very aggressive, likes to get his hands going, force those exchanges. This is a big opportunity for Cam Nelson. He can make Ding Meng pay for the aggression. If he gets reckless going into the pocket, Nelson has the opportunity to throw some counters there. The problem for Cam Nelson is that if Ding gets comfortable, he can start building those combinations, so he needs to pressure without getting reckless, make Cam Nelson fight off the back foot, and obviously Cam Nelson, he needs to throw those counter shots, but I'm going with the age here. I'm going to take Cam Nelson. I feel like he's going to be able to counter the shots from Ding Meng. I could see it. I really wanted to pick Ding Meng, and I think he's a favorite here. So we're starting off with an underdog pick already, which is not the smartest idea by me because it's been a rough couple weeks with these predictions that I've been having. But the last good card I had was Ankalaev and Guskov. I went 11 for 12 on that. But I am going to be taking Cam Nelson as the underdog. I think as long as he doesn't get trapped into those exchanges, stays at range, I think he can get it done. So give me Cam Nelson. I'm going to say round 2 TKO. Then we have Zhang Jingnang versus Julia Pilastri. I looked up however you say it. I don't know how to say it, man. Jingnang, I looked it up, and it was like chest diameter guy is what that I looked it up on Google Translate. Go look up the name on Google Translate. It translated in English to chest diameter guy, if I remember correctly. So, very interesting. But let's get back to the fights here. Jingnang is going to want to keep this standing. She is experienced, composed-ish, I could say. Against someone like Pilastri, I don't know how composed she's going to be, but she has the ability to throw the combinations, and she has some solid defense. If Pilastri can consistently just take down Jingnang, that becomes a huge difference, and I don't foresee Jingnang doing that. I think Julia Pilastri is just going to shoot continuously, use the chain wrestling, and I think she's going to be able to hold Jingnang down. So give me Julia Pilastri by, I'll say 29-28 decision. I think Jingnang is going to have some good moments on the feet, but Pilastri is, we'll see how she does, but I feel like I have some hope for her in this strawweight division. I do. Next up, we have Lawrence Louis versus Hector Santiago. I really don't know who to pick in this fight. I really don't. It's hard for me to pick a guy coming in on his debut against Lawrence Louis, but I think pace is going to factor into this fight. Whoever dictates the place that this is going to go, I think that fighter will have the advantage, and I feel like Hector Santiago is not going to be able to do that against someone like Lawrence Louis. I just don't see it. So I think if Louis can force Santiago backwards, like in the first fight, put him on the back foot, I like Lawrence Louis' chances. But if Hector Santiago can make this a scrap, like really get into it, start throwing some crazy hands, I think it becomes he could get the knockout. It's hard to get that in the bantamweight division, but the prospects are different than the top high level fighters. So I could see a late round KO, but I feel like Lawrence Louis is just going to have the tools. He's going to control the center, and he's not going to allow Santiago to dictate pace. That's just a little bit more experience coming in. That's how I feel about it. So I'm taking Lawrence Louis by a 30, or not a 30, sorry, 29-28 decision. But again, very 50-50. I could see this going either way. I'll really be able to tell on this fight within the first couple minutes, I believe. So next up, Zhao Long and Francesco Zunzi. Whatever, man. I don't know how to pronounce names. Don't flame me, okay? It's weird with the Chinese names because sometimes it'll be Zhao Long and sometimes it'll be Long Zhao. So I don't know, man. I'm going with Zhao Long, but I think the technicality is what's going to be able to get him to the win here. He's going to put the combinations together. He just doesn't need to throw this one big shot to get the win. He just needs to be smart, and Francisco needs to disrupt that rhythm. And if Zhao Long gets going, I could see him just taking over the whole fight and getting to a 30-27. But if Francesco Nuzzi allows Zhao Long to get comfortable striking, then Zhao can start winning those exchanges. But it's like, can a guy coming in on his debut outpace a guy like Zhao Long? I don't think so, and for that reason, I'm going to take Zhao Long, and I think, yes, he is the favorite. So I'm going with Zhao Long on this one. I think distance management is going to play a huge key here, and like I said, man, the combos, Nuzzi needs to just pressure consistently in order to get the win. Another kind of, you could see it going either way, but I'm taking Zhao Long just by experience. I think he'll be able to get it done. So I'm taking Zhao Long by a 30-27 decision. Jack Jenkins is back, and so is Sean Woodson. Kind of just out of the blue here. We got all the Chinese fighters on this, and then you got Jack Jenkins and Sean Woodson, kind of random, but it's all good. I like the matchup. Sean Woodson is a stylistic nightmare for Jack Jenkins. He's long and he's awkward, and the kicks, man, those kicks are big. But Jack Jenkins can also throw those kicks. So it's like if Jack Jenkins gets a couple really good kicks in there, he could put Sean Woodson out. Look at these legs, bro. What is the physique of Sean Woodson, bro? I love you, Sean Woodson, but oh my goodness, man. There's some John Jones legs here, bro. It's like if Jack Jenkins can figure out how to get through the range of Sean Woodson, then if he figures that out, then it's a Jack Jenkins decision for sure. But while you're trying to get through the range of Sean Woodson, you're going to eat some of those straight shots. Jack Jenkins can't just stand there and at the end of Sean Woodson's punches. You just can't. You're asking for trouble, man. He needs to pressure. He needs to work the body. And I think if he shoots some takedowns, I think it could cause a problem for Sean Woodson. I don't know. I feel like that could definitely throw Sean Woodson off his game, and I feel like he just got to make it a dirty fight, especially with a kickboxer like Woodson. And obviously he's going to want the space. He wants Jack Jenkins to reach so he can throw that knockout shot. I can't pick Jack Jenkins here, dude. These legs are really, oh man, the skinny legs, man. I don't know. I think Sean Woodson's going to be able to get it done. I think it's going to be another decision, but I do worry because Jack Jenkins, if he can consistently get inside, I could see him winning pretty easily. Like, if he can just throw Sean Woodson off a little, and it's hard to throw off Sean Woodson. That's why I'm picking him, because it's hard to throw a guy like Sean Woodson off. So if Jack Jenkins can get on the inside, I could see him winning pretty easily. So next up, Ray Surya and Kevin Borjas. Tesora's going to, when you talk about a guy that's going to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, that is Ray Tesora, and I'm picking him to win. He's going to want to hold you there, and even if Borjas gets back up, he is just going to shoot again. That's how he works. That's what he's going to want to do, and that's how he's going to win the fight. Borjas has to keep the fight standing. Simple as that. Once Ray Tesoro gets takedown after takedown after takedown, he's going to, like, Borjas is just going to get so unmotivated. So if he can get Borjas down immediately, even if he doesn't get a takedown in the first round, which I think he will, I think it's very likely Ray Tesora gets a takedown immediately, then he's just going to dominate. And Borjas, he's got to keep the fight standing and make Tesora pay for those entries. I just don't see Kevin Borjas winning this fight. I'm going Ray Tesora. I'm going to say another decision, but I could see a late round submission. If he really wears out Kevin Borjas, I could see a late submission. Next, Namisre Batbayar versus Andre Lima. Interesting fight because Batbayar has the opportunity to ruin the script, man. He does, but I'm still picking Andre Lima here. He could ruin the script, man, because, like, it's laid out, bro. I'm looking at it right now. The script's laid out in front of me. But Lima's going to be, he's more established. He knows that Batbayar is dangerous. He knows this already. He knows the aggression of Batbayar. And he's going to stay disciplined. This is what you get out of a guy like Andre Lima. I'm not talking Andre Lima's no, like, this guy's amazing. He's going to be a future, like, amazing in the flyweight division. No, but he's going to be disciplined, and if he gets drawn into the wild fights, which I don't think will happen, then that's where Batbayar comes in, and it's a problem. He could get a knockout here, but like I said, man, these lower weight divisions, it's harder to get a knockout like that. These guys don't have the power like a middleweight, light heavyweight, whatever. If Batbayar can pressure, it's like, dude, a lot of this is just like, you have to be technical. You can't be stupid. You can't be wild. He needs to pressure without getting into the counters from Andre Lima, and I just don't see it happening. So I feel like Lima's the more technical striker, better counters. So I'm gonna say Andre Lima, but I would not be surprised if who is the favorite here? Okay, I don't gamble, but if you put money on Batbayar, I could see a knockout. I really could, dude, because Batbayar, he can upset, and this is probably the most exciting fight on the prelims, if I'm being honest, dude. So if you're putting money, dude, put money on Batbayar. But I'm taking Andre Lima. Probably by decision. We'll see, man. Bilal Hassan. We should see a finish here. Bilal Hassan. Nilson Rojas. Bilal just fought, I think a week ago. 2 weeks ago. Bilal Hassan, prospect. He's just more complete than, he just is. Rojas, they kind of just gave him a layup, honestly. I don't think Rojas is, I don't know, man. He's got to make Bilal Hassan uncomfortable, and I don't see a guy like Nilson Rojas doing that. I think Bilal is going to dominate, and I think we're going to see an early stoppage in this fight. Not like early stoppage of the ref coming in, you know what I mean, first, second round stoppage. Dude, Bilal Hassan is going to get his rhythm down very quickly. I want to see if he can handle adversity, though. I hope he doesn't really get the finish right away. People are hyping this guy up like he's the next big thing. But, that's how they do like when you see something crazy off the Contender Series, dude. They just think he's going to be elite, and we really don't know. So I do want it to go to 2 rounds, and I think it will, because I think if Nilson Rojas can just stay composed, just like be defensively sound, because I feel like Bilal Hassan is going to go out there and he's going to look for a highlight, dude. Like on social media, this is all people are talking about is Bilal Hassan. Like this is bigger than the main event, I swear. But he's going to be able to mix everything together at some point. I do think it goes past the first round. I could see a late first round finish, but I'm going to say Bilal Hassan by probably a TKO. I hope he doesn't get knocked out early, just because I want to see if Bilal Hassan can get through that adversity. Like, I don't think Rojas is like a crazy big name, but if he can throw something to get Bilal Hassan off his game, then I want to see how he just handles to that adversity. And then we have a light heavyweight, dude, amazing. Loosely, Levi Rodriguez. No pictures for some reason, but when it's here, they show pictures. I don't get it. I remember watching Levi Rodriguez on Contender Series. Yeah, dude, the big guys fighting. Loosely, it's so interesting, but very good striking. He's gonna want to make this a kickboxing fight. Rodriguez, however, needs to get physical, close the distance, use the size, because he's going to be a little bit bigger than, going into the fight. He's going to be bigger than Loosely, I believe, by a little bit. Just like looking at when I watched Levi Rodriguez fight on Contender Series, he was a big dude for light heavyweight. So if this becomes just a straight striking fight, I'm going to give Loosely the advantage, because he's more technical, and I don't know. I really could see Levi Rodriguez pressuring, using the clinch, and just making Loosely, like, he has to come in close, make it physical, take him down. I have a feeling that Levi Rodriguez can do that, but I don't know. Honestly, though, I don't know, dude. Levi Rodriguez, it wasn't great on Contender Series, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen a lot of tape from Loosely, as you can see, dude. 3-1. That's his debut. I haven't seen a lot, but what I have seen is that he can stay technical, but if the brawl does come, I think Rodriguez Jr. has the advantage here. I'm going to take Loosely I'm going to take him by TKO in the first. That's what I'm going to do. I feel like he's going to be quicker, and he's just going to have more power in his hands. So I'm taking Loosely. He is the favorite here. Okay. Now, we're running it back. Alex Perez, Sumadarji, kind of odd. Like, I know it went to a draw, no contest. And this was in May, dude. This wasn't like a super long time ago, They both know each other already, dude. They just fought. So I think it's going to be interesting. It is. They both know what the other is going to bring, but the length of Sumadarji, bro, it's insane. Like, brother, holy crap, dude. 72 to 65 and a half. It's wild. But we've seen it last time with whack fight last time. Very whack, but I think Sumadarji he hit it with I understand it now. So I think I just don't see how Alex Perez can win, dude. He's getting older. This is Unk now. This ain't no young Alex Perez. I don't think he's going to be able to get inside. I don't think he's going to be able to use the wrestling. I think Sumadarji is going to be able to keep it at range. I don't know. I don't see Alex Perez being able to get it off, and I feel like Sumadarji can get a finish early, especially being in China, dude. But Alex Perez has to close the distance, Sumadarji's just going to keep range. I don't see a way that Sumadarji doesn't win this unless like Sumadarji just cannot get takedowns whatsoever. Or not, sorry, if Sumadarji gets taken down consistently. He is a favorite here. I've seen some people pick Alex Perez. I don't know why, but Sumadarji is going to be able to keep it at range. I don't see Alex Perez getting this done. Now this is a banger, dude. A banger, all right? Al Crowling and Kai Asakura. Aggressive versus explosive, but both are very dangerous. Asakura, the knees, man. I think the advantage is the way that Kai Asakura can make these like the exchanges. He's explosive with his exchanges. So, like it's not just a volume striker that Kai Asakura is. It's like he'll find the moment. Like if you make a mistake, dude, he's going to capitalize on that. He does have some decent fight IQ, not the greatest. Like coming into the UFC, it wasn't looking great, but I think this is his move up to bantamweight too. So I think that's going to help him. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is his second fight at bantamweight, but because dude, people forget, man, this guy got thrown into Pantoja right away because that's how bad the flyweight division was. But if Al Crowling can overwhelm him with the pressure and the volume, and if Al Crowling gets into a rhythm where Kai Asakura can't reset, that's where I think it becomes his game. But I'm going to take Kai Asakura here. He is a huge favorite. I don't know if I'd put him at a minus 450. I'd put it a little closer than that, but I'm going to take Kai Asakura. I think he's distance, and the big counters are going to help a lot. But Al Crowling, I feel like you can't sleep on the guy. Like this is like insane, man. It's insane. So I'm going to take Kai Asakura by a second round TKO. I think this is going to be a great fight. This hopefully is a good fight. I got like 2 fights on this card I'm looking forward to. Then they just like, what is this? Yao Zhaonang and Denise Gomez. Like, bro, what are we doing for the co-main event? Like, put this as the co-main event, brother. Come on, man. It's going to be Unk versus Jit. So, yeah, I think Zhao Nan is like 38 at this point. So it's, how can you pick a 38-year-old, dude? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm just kidding. I'm not picking Zhao Nan. I'm picking Denise Gomez to win. But obviously, Yan Zhao Nan has that higher level experience. Denise Gomez is dangerous. And Yao Zhao Nan is coming off a layoff. So if she can get her... ring rust is a factor for me sometimes. Sometimes it's not. It really depends. But in the women's divisions, it's a factor for me. She's got to get her boxing going, control the distance, combinations, and Gomez has to get the fight physical and just like wildly. I think Denise Gomez should be able to have this pretty easily, and I do think she can get a finish here. I think she can. I don't think she will because it's women's division, but if Gomez forces Zhao Nan into exchanges, makes her uncomfortable, I think she gets a finish early. I don't know if she's going to do that. I hope she does so we can see a chaotic co-main event because this card does not look great whatsoever, but I'm going to pick Denise Gomez. I hope she can make it ugly and just force those exchanges because Zhao Nan's going to be smart about this. She is unk, but she's going to be smart about it. She is... I swear she's 38. I don't remember. It doesn't even say here, man. Let me see if I can. No, I can't. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't say in here either. Shoot. I thought it. Whatever, man. It is what it is. Denise Gomez. I can't even. I want to say TKO, but I can't. So I'm gonna say decision. 29-28. because Xiaonan is a vet. So I'm going to give it to her. And then Denise Gomez is going to be taking that number 4 spot. So, and then the main event. Finally, holy shit, man. That was brutal trying to get through all that, man. Umar Nurmagomedov, Song Yadong. If you watched my podcast in my last video, you should go check it out for sure. But I said, you think of this fight and you think grappler. You see that name, Nurmagomedov, you think, oh, he's going to wrestle. You see Song Yadong, most people know he's a striker. This is not what this fight is, man, because it's like there's so much more to this. Umar is obviously a Nurmagomedov. He has elite grappling, but he's shown his striking. He is one of the best well-rounded bantamweights I've seen in a while, dude. He's gone into these 5-round fights before. He lost a close one to Merab, and if he gets this done, he's probably going to be fighting for a title. Let's hope, at least, because I don't know, dude. If Peter Yan wins that Merab rematch, then they're definitely throwing Sean O'Malley up there, which is ridiculous to me because this dude barely beat Song Yadong. Yes, I'm standing on that. He barely beat Song Yadong. And then he beat Zahabi, bro. Like, are we serious? You beat Ariel Helwani and we're, like, rating that? Who actually rates that? I want him to fight again. He barely took any damage. Let's get another fight in this year. Holy crap. But it's UFC's their favorite fighter, man. So they're going to let him sit out and do whatever he wants. So, yeah, little side rant there. But, yeah, Umar Nurmagomedov, very, very well-rounded fighter. I hope he uses more than just his wrestling because Song Yadong is dangerous. And what I'm actually predicting for this fight is Song Yadong to be surprised by the hands of Umar Nurmagomedov. But Song Yadong is very fast. This dude's got a freaking 8-pack, man. He's jacked, but really doesn't mean anything in fighting. Looks good, but really doesn't mean anything. He's fast, he's explosive, and he just caught Figgy in a guillotine, dude. Who does that to Figueiredo, man? Who does that? But Song Yadong, very good boxer. I think he's dangerous enough that Umar can just shoot from far away. So if Song Yadong's way to victory, I'm doing the keys to victory, like, you know, when they do that for the main event. Joe Rogan's keys to victory. We're doing Yaps MMA's path to victory. Song Yadong needs to make Umar pay for every single bad entry, and it's hard to do that when your last name is Nurmagomedov. You're not going to have a bad entry. I'm sure he will. This is a 5-round fight. Song Yadong's got some defense, so if Song Yadong can repeatedly stuff takedowns and force Umar to fight in the striking, I still don't think Song Yadong can win, dude. I think if Umar doesn't like if he's just, all right, I'm going to strike, I think he's going to outstrike Song Yadong. Like, they say wrestling is the advantage of Umar. He's got hands, though. It's not, I think Song's hands are better 100%, but I don't think Song Yadong is going to be expecting Umar Nurmagomedov to throw hands. But this is the year of the upsets, dude. We just seen Gregory Rodriguez go 5 rounds last week. We seen Ilya Topuria lose to Gaethje. So if Song Yadong won, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not surprised. So we'll see. He's got to, I think Umar's going to have a lot of success getting that single leg, the trip, you know, all that stuff. But it's like, I want to see how Song Yadong is going to do if he can get back up. I don't think you're going to be able to shoot on a guy like Song Yadong in space. I think he's going to want to get him to the cage. That's going to be his best way to get him on the ground. So I think Song Yadong is going to stuff a couple takedowns, but I also think during that, Umar is not going to be going like he's not going to be like praying for it, you know. So yeah, I think Song has to keep this in the center if he wants to win this, because that's like, if you're back on the cage, the second your back's on that cage, he's shooting a takedown. That's what it's going to be. So you got to punish those entries from Umar. You got to attack the body. I think that's a big thing. If Song Yadong can throw some pretty good combinations, good shots to the body, I think that causes Umar some problems. But Umar should not rely on his hands, of course. He is a good striker, like I've said, very well rounded, but let's not try to prove that we're a good striker if you want that title shot, even though you're probably going to be waiting out. Um, he needs to make Song consistently think about the wrestling, but it's also like if Song can stuff some takedowns, what's that going to do to Umar? I don't think it kills his momentum completely. I just really don't. So um, I think Umar is going to win by decision, a 49-46. I've been thinking about it all week. And some people are saying, I've heard some people say submission in the later rounds. I even heard somebody say knockout. Like, bro, like I've said, like this whole video, I've been talking about how these lower weight classes can't get knockouts. It's just hard to do, man. Like we seen what was his name? Ramazan Tamirov get a knockout on Steve Erceg. Look at Ramazan Tamirov though, dude. And this guy's been popped for roids before, so maybe we'll see what happens when they test him. But I really don't see a submission or a knockout happening between either of these guys. Say like Song's explosive, but like it's a bantamweight division, bro. Like it's explosive as you're gonna get. So I think Umar's gonna dominate. I think Song has some moments. I think he lands some clean shots. Even Bautista didn't do too bad against Umar. So I'm taking Umar by 49-46 decision. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so I can start doing live fight companions. Yeah. Decent fight night. If I'm waking up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and there's not good fights. I chose a lot of decisions for this one. I hope I'm wrong on a lot. I hope I'm not like going like 6 for 12 like I did last week, but hopefully there's some more finishes than I think. But yeah, decent. Names wise, not really decent, but hopefully it is a decent fight night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.